It's easy to hate what we don't understand. But what if healing this country requires something deeper, something harder than just being right? I recently had an exchange with someone who completely disagreed with my perspective on leadership and politics, and not just a polite disagreement. This was raw, passionate opposition to everything I stand for. And you know what? It became one of the most valuable conversations I've had this year. So let's be honest about where we are. We are experiencing a divide that runs through our dinner tables, our workplaces, our neighborhoods, and many of us can't even talk to family members anymore. One person told me recently, there is no middle ground. The two parties are at war, both culturally and politically, within our families and communities as well. And I hear the pain in that statement. I truly do. And some believe the other side must be destroyed at all costs. And be honest. If you feel that way, you might as well be honest. Others are feeling like strangers to their fellow Americans, saying, when I look at the other side, I don't recognize you anymore. This is heartbreaking. And this isn't just a political disagreement, it's an identity crisis, a fracturing of our shared understanding of what it means to be in a culture together, a community together. And here's what I have learned as a leadership coach. When we are operating from fear, from that deep sense of us versus them, we lose access to our most powerful leadership capacities: discernment, compassion, and the courage to hold complexity. So let's see how we can turn this around. What if there is another way to lead through this moment? What if instead of trying to fix others, to win arguments, we approached each conversation with curiosity about what is underneath of it, what's beneath the surface? So when someone says the Democrat Party must be destroyed, or Republicans are championing ideas that go against common sense, what they're really saying is, I'm afraid. I'm afraid for my future, for my children, for my way of life. Fear, it drives us to see simple solutions, that narrowing, simple solutions to really what honestly are complex problems. Fear, it narrows our vision. It makes enemies out of our neighbors. But courage, true courage, allows us to see the humanity in those that we disagree with without abandoning our own values and truth. It's not what I'm talking about. So this isn't about meeting in some watered down middle ground. It's about something much more challenging, of holding our convictions with integrity while creating space for understanding. So let's explore this. How do we practice this kind of mindful leadership in such divided times? First, we must acknowledge that the way forward is not through dismissing each other's concerns. Someone wrote to me, your messaging is too vague and too feel good. It doesn't work like this. And you know, they're right. Platitudes won't heal this divide. This work requires specificity, and authenticity and a willingness to engage with honestly uncomfortable truths. So here's what I am practicing. Listen beneath the words. When someone expresses anger about immigration, job losses, or cultural changes, I'm trying to hear the underlying concerns about security, belonging, and dignity, like really fundamental needs that maybe are lying underneath that. I am holding my truth with compassion. I can acknowledge someone's fear without endorsing solutions that harm vulnerable people. I can say, I see your concern for safety, while I'm still advocating for policies that protect all people's humanity. I'm also focusing on shared values. So, beneath the political rhetoric, most Americans want similar things: safety for our families, and meaningful and supportive work, communities where we belong, and honestly, hope for the future. That's precious as well. I really try to practice leading from courage and not out of a reaction. So when I feel triggered, I am really working to take a pause, to breathe, and remember that my highest purpose isn't to win arguments, but to create spaces where healing and transformation become possible. So honestly, this is not just about politics. This is about who we choose to become in times of profound challenge. And in my work with everyday leaders, people like you, parents, team members, community members, small business owners, I have seen how personal transformation creates ripples that extend far beyond your individual life. When we heal our relationship with fear, when we set boundaries without dehumanizing other people, when we align our actions with our deepest held values, then we become living demonstrations of a different way forward. One person wrote to me that quote unquote finding common ground is impossible, and that our needs and wants are quote unquote directly opposing. I understand that perspective. I really do. But I've also witnessed transformation in spaces where it seemed impossible, including in my own life and work. So, as some of you will know and others not, I grew up in a high control religious environment, aka a cult. I later led a justice movement that exposed abuse within that community, globally, on a global scale. I know what it means to stand for truth while still loving people who see the world completely differently. And this journey taught me that healing doesn't come from choosing sides, it comes from having the courage to hold complexity and also developing our capacity to hold complexity, to acknowledge harm while creating pathways for repair. And this is so important at this time. The most powerful leadership, it isn't about simply being right. It's about creating spaces where people can reconnect with their deeper wisdom, their innate compassion, and their capacity for courageous action. So, if you're feeling the weight of these divided times, and if you're searching for ways to be able to lead with integrity in your family and in your workplace or your community, if you are ready to transform your relationship with fear and with boundaries, and even with courage, developing more of that muscle within yourself of courage. I have created something special for you. On November the 11th and 12th, I am hosting a free two-part masterclass called Money Wounds Masterclass, Transform Your Money Energy. And we'll be exploring how our relationship with money reflects our deeper patterns around safety and boundaries, and also stepping into your power in a positive way. Patterns that directly impact how we show up as activists and as leaders in challenging times. So this masterclass, it flows beautifully into my 30-day journey from burdened to brilliant, a mindful leadership for everyday leaders program that runs for 30 days. And that'll be starting November the 17th. So just to say that from burdened to brilliant, it's a transformation journey. It's not just another online course. It's a transformational container that I provide, and that you're with a community that everyone is engaging their personal transformation. And within that container, you're able to develop calmer, values aligned leadership where you're making sustainable decisions. You create stronger boundaries while still showing up for those who you love and who you lead. You will translate your inner healing work into really practical leadership impact, actual things that you're doing in the world. And what I really love about this program is that it also, I will be guiding you to create a concrete 30-day leadership action plan that will change how you are navigating this complex world. So we don't have to let fear and division be the final word in this story. Whether you join me for these programs or not, I encourage you to practice this mindful leadership in your own circles. Listen deeply, hold truth with compassion, and really endeavor to create spaces where healing becomes possible. Because the path forward, it isn't about choosing sides. It's about choosing compassion and courage. That's really what it boils down to. So I'm Andrea Wynn, and I believe in your capacity to lead with both discernment and heart, even in the most challenging times. If you would like to join me for the free Money Wounds Masterclass, just click the link in the description. And if this message resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might need to hear this today. So until next time, may you lead with courage and integrity and a compassionate heart. Thank you.